Prosperity isn't just about money, it's about alignment. It's the peace you feel when you love yourself enough to heal, the courage to face your truth, and the freedom to live life on your own terms. Because I always say success moves at the speed of execution, and sometimes that execution starts with one powerful choice to believe that you are worthy of more.
Here we go! Nicole Johnson, Nicole Johnson, Nicole Johnson, let's go!
Welcome to another edition of Prosperity Conversations. I am your host, the Nicole Johnson, founder of the Wealthy Women Lifestyle. And today's guest has a story that reminds us all of how powerful transformation can be when faith meets action. We're talking about it means to go from fear to financial freedom and to define prosperity from the inside out. Are you ready for tonight? I'm ready. You better get ready. I want to welcome you to Prosperity Conversations. And let's start where we always start. Let's meet our guest tonight, Kerry Blaser. Y'all welcome her to the show. Hey, Kerry. So
Hi.
glad to have you here. I am really, really excited to hear you share your story. You guys, I've already had a sneak peek behind the curtain. I'd already peeked into what we're going to hear tonight, but I haven't gotten the full experience. It's always about the experience. So let's jump right on into where we normally start. And Carrie, share with us, what does prosperity mean to you?
Prosperity is generally looked at as an external function. So I'm going to start in the external and go internal. Our external reality is a reflection of our internal reality and how we feel about ourselves. So when I didn't love myself, my relationships failed. I didn't make money. I was a shopping alcoholic, and I had tons of problems. But now that I've healed, my relationship with money, food is just so much better, and I'm attracting in so many more healthy, loving, compassionate experiences and wise experiences. So definitely when I changing the world is an inside job. So changing my external world had to start in here.
Oh, I love it. Yes. You're only as young as you feel. You're only as worthy as you feel. I love
Mhm.
that. And so let's talk about the practices or the principles that you had to use to rebuild that yourself, your conviction, your output, all of the things from the inside, because that's sometimes where the hard work really comes from.
It really is. And really, the only person that can get in your way is you. And so,
Mm.
based on that truth, I have my 6 divine feminine self love strategies. And I wrote them down a couple months ago, like after my book. I kind of synthesized all the healing wisdom from my book based on the laws of physics, neurology, psychology, mysticism. Like, if something's true, it's true in multiple places. So I wanted to have like the wisdom and the knowledge so that it could, speak to everybody. And, I need those physics experiments. Why did I need the valley of darkness? Oh, I wanted wisdom equally tall. If I want this big wisdom, then I have this big wound, and that's laws of physics. So that really helped me kind of accept that I have to learn to surf the waves of life. I got to go into my emotional pain, into my shame, guilt, and fear, find the diamond, find the wisdom, and then come back out and climb my next mountain. And then the waves just get bigger and bigger the more I can surf. Like, you don't start in the 70-foot wave off of Portugal. You start on the 1-foot wave where I live in Ventura, California. You know,
Listen, I started in a wading pool. I
well,
started over there in the kiddie pool.
you gotta know your starting point. I'm here, everybody. I'm here, and that's cool.
That's it. That's it. And Carrie, you mentioned your book. So tell us a little bit about the journey to writing your book, which you guys can find right there on kerryblazer.com.
The journey, it started 10 years ago when it was the day that I was called. My mom passed away on my 45th birthday. And that was 10 years ago.
Mm.
And then intuitively, I was shown, Carrie, accept your psychic gifts and heal from your childhood trauma. So I started going into my pain and coming out, and slowly but surely, because you got to start slow, right? Now I'm like, but that's 10 years later. And then 4 years
Mhm.
later, I attempted suicide. And that's really where the book starts. I have a couple paragraphs before that, but that's really like, that's how I kind of brought out Carrie 2.0, like, no more, and I found self belief. And then I learned to go deeper into my wounds and come out, and deeper into my wounds and come out, until I experienced enlightenment a year and a half ago. And I had to learn that enlightenment is an emotion where we receive wisdom and we face catastrophic fears. I'm like, that's helpful. Thank you. Didn't know
Mhm.
that. So, yeah, that's.
Okay. So helping people, how does you helped yourself, right?
Mhm.
You've
Yeah.
realized that you needed to go inside after you had a major traumatic experience. And so now you poured that into your book. How do you use that experience to help other people so that they can find their own definition of prosperity?
Yeah, so I have my 6 divine feminine love strategies, and those are the strategies that when I wrote my book, I realized, oh, I'm doing this, and then I'm doing this, and then I kind of really synthesized it. So I'd say the main one that I use is called appreciate, learn, and forgive equals ego death. And first, you appreciate your challenge because that's how you grow, and the appreciation is a heart opener, and so that's how you surrender to your pain. If you're in fight or flight, you're not opening your heart. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But after you open your heart and your hormones are more balanced, then it's the time to self-reflect. Well, what can I learn from that challenge? What is the wisdom inside the wound? What's happening here? So there's a lot of self-reflexive questions you could go through. And then once you find the wisdom, what I notice is that forgiveness of self and others just kind of naturally happens once I find the wisdom, and then you've killed part of your ego. And there's no regret and there's no remorse. Why? Well, our souls plan our lives based on our wounds for self improvement opportunities. Like, I needed a deep, deep wound to have plethora of enlightenment experience, like equal size wound to equal size wisdom. And so now I can finally accept why it felt like like my whole life was a valley of darkness until about a couple years ago.
Mm. And you know what? One of the reasons that I created what I call my She Economy Hub, which is a nonprofit dedicating to helping women move forward from financial survival to financial power, is
Mm,
because sometimes people don't have a system or a support system, and they
mm,
don't to help them go through the darkness that they've encountered or the darkness that they've been subjected to. And
yeah.
so the Tea Economy Hub, in partnership with the Wealthy Women Lifestyle 2026 Vision and Empowerment Retreat, is currently in our giving season as we're
Mm,
helping people move from financial survival to financial power. We're looking for people to support the organization, help another woman find her footing, her confidence, and her prosperity.
yeah.
Visit the She Economy Hub and learn how you can be a part of the movement. And so that is one of the things that's near and dear to my heart.
That's
And so as
beautiful.
we move and keep moving forward, we're talking about from fear to financial freedom and defining prosperity on your own terms. Let's go to our next session and really dig into um, learning about what you do now to promote your book so
Mm.
that you can share your story with others.
Well, I will talk briefly about my ladder of self belief, if that's okay.
Sure.
So, this year has been, oh my gosh, I had
Wait,
to accept myself
wait.
so.
Did you lean into that statement? Oh my God.
Well, yeah. So, here's my ladder of self belief. Okay. So in April, I published my book. And my
Okay.
book includes the story of how I healed my childhood trauma, including 6 men that I attracted into my life that I didn't run on a date with. I would see them at yoga or on DM and then go home and talk to their soul and be like, oh, I'm not no, all those other women. Yeah, no, 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 no. I had, if I'm attracting in a man who has multiple women, then what's going on with me? And it is repeated, including men like Andrew Tate, 2 Fire Academy instructors, and then my last guy who I know from my childhood, who's currently the head of global security at GoDaddy. Okay, and his
Mm.
initials are his name is Jason Colvin. His initials are JC. So this leads me to my next point, okay, which is, here's the kicker. That this is the biggest thing to accept. So I published my book, and then around my birthday, June 25th, I started accepting all the signs and synchronicities that my soul is the same soul as Mary Magdalene, which, okay, that's gnarly. Like, I can't, there's no, I can't even, what? And I have a master's in East Asian religious studies. I went east. I met my ex-husband in Tibet, but he's Israeli. Okay. And we have 3 kids
Okay.
together. So I'm like, okay, well, my birthday is June 25th, and Jason's initials are JC. And I was told I'm on the Jesus Council and all these other things. I'm like, let me just Google, did Jesus have a wife? And then Mary Magdalene. And there's even a gospel of Jesus's wife that they found now from the 4th century. I'm like, oh, okay. It's coming out. So I accepted that in throughout the summer and September. And then I had a huge enlightenment experience, which what was shown to me is that was the second coming, a covenant written on our hearts, which I'm like, everybody thinks Jesus is going to come. And then now I'm going to say he's not coming like they're coming. And everyone has to do their own work because self-love creates heaven on earth. Well, we all need our own challenges to have growth opportunities. And this was mine. I'm like, so you and he's over GoDaddy, but from one perspective, I'm going to quote Carl Jung. One does not become enlightened by imagining beings of light, but by making their darkness conscious. And that's what Jesus was doing in the temple, right? There was financial problems. He was making that darkness conscious. And then, we know what happened. So now, Jesus Christ's soul is, former assistant special agent in charge of the FBI and currently the head of global security at GoDaddy over BDSM.com. Do you see the darkness? Like, I'm unearthing family darkness. I'm
Mm.
unearthing like parenting darkness, insurance darkness, like all this stuff.
Mm.
And then we're gonna bring that, and we'll be like, okay, guys, we can help now, And so I had to accept that. And then I went on last month and started writing my Wisdom of Peace plan about why everyone is hating on Israel. Like, okay, well, we attract what we are. Our external reality is a reflection of our internal reality, and that's a lot of hate. So why do Jews hate themselves? Like, and there's a whole document we could, it's going off my website soon. But that's the level like self-reflection that I've taken it to. And just so you know, so to kind of make everyone aware of how seriously I take the darkness, because these men with multiple women in the fire department, in the FBI, I mean, they got oaths of office to protect the most vulnerable. Casual sex
Mm.
hurts women, doesn't help women. It destroys women's ability to pair bond as wives and mothers. So my prosperity isn't necessarily like money coming in. It's my ability to kind of unearth things in our collective shadow for healing. So I sent an email. I went on the whitehouse.com website last night, and I submitted a contact thing with my Wisdom of Peace plan saying who I help. And basically I told them that I'm holding the fire department and the FBI responsible to their sexual promiscuity and how they're destroying society, and they're, going in dereliction of duty of their oath of office. That's my prosperity. My prosperity is not yet that, oh, I've made $100 million off this, or, oh, that. I'm fully in my feminine, and my prosperity is my ability to unearth darkness out of my shadow and then the collective shadow. So that's my prosperity.
I love it. I love it. And speaking of how we come together to help women, that is really the crux of what we do at the Wealthy Women Lifestyle Vision and Empowerment Retreat. It is 3 powerful days designed to help women relax, release, and rejuvenate so that they can turn around and leave with clarity, confidence, and control. I want you guys to go over to the retreat website. We are offering a buy one, get one free. So grab your bestie, okay? Grab your boo, whoever that may be, and bring them on over so that you can learn. It's time for you to be the focus because we as women, especially, tend to focus on everyone else. And I want to give you a time where someone is focused on you. We have a die-hard panel discussion, leaders, and we have some of the best sponsors from dot cards so that you can keep in touch with those people that you're going to meet. World Spring Spa, local here in Dallas. Come out and have a day of pampering. Come on. Let's see. We have support from author Natasha Mack here in Dallas, Texas, the Spa Boss Tribe of Alabama. They supported by them. It is a great organization full of women entrepreneurs who are doing great things in the community. Coffee and Bible Time have donated some of their lovely journals. I have one myself, and it's just too darn pretty to write in, but I have it. Okay, it has an accompanying notebook, plenty of post-it notes. Don't judge me, okay? And you guys may have seen some pictures where I was out at dinner detective, where there was dinner and a murder mystery, and it was an absolute blast. They too are one of our sponsors, and I actually have a few more that we need to update on the website. But please do visit the Wealthy Women Lifestyle .com/retreat so that you can be a part of this experience. And if you can't come for the whole weekend, there is an opportunity for a day pass because on Saturday I believe in pouring into you so that you can plan a strategic roadmap to reach your goals for 2026. And I'm so excited to help you guys do that. And would love for any of you who are looking to also be a part of the prosperity conversations. Listen, I am interviewing and having a chat with entrepreneurs, authors, people who are supporting others in our community. So you can get to that website and be a part of prosperity conversations because the bigger picture is leading up to our full-fledged apply to speak at the prosperity summit. It will be 3 absolutely wonderful days of entrepreneurs, business owners, all types of experts pouring into you, your mindset, your belief system. I guarantee you, it's going to be at least 5 people that you're going to say, I need to talk to them. Because I know I've heard them. You know, we're curating at least 100 voices and more. But those who are already accepted the challenge and said yes, I haven't even put that list together. So I'm super excited about that. And Kerry, you do have an opportunity to come back and join us as a part of that because we all need a good support system in place. And so I'm just going to ask you one question before we wrap this up. If there is someone who is watching us right now, listening to the sounds of our voice, that's feeling possibly stuck and unseen, what would you say to them?
I would say find a gratitude practice, 5 minutes a day, and be grateful for the trees. Be grateful for your house. And that will start to open your heart. And then that's what you need. Start open your heart to yourself. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, Carrie. Today's conversation is a reminder simply that prosperity isn't about perfection. It is about progress with purpose. Whether it's you rebuilding in your life, reimagining your business, or redefining your worth, prosperity begins within. I want you to stay connected with us by making sure that you're subscribed to the Nicole Johnson TV on YouTube. And remember, success is always moving. It's always moving. It's always moving. At the speed of execution, it'll help you determine how fast do you want your results. Prosperity is not something that you chase, it's what you choose. This has been another episode of Prosperity Conversations with the Nicole Johnson. Until next time, bye.